Hi, welcome to Movie Review Mom. If you are brand new to this channel, yay, you found me. I'm so glad. I've been waiting for you. And if you're a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate your support. I especially love it when you comment down below after you've seen the movie, because I love hearing all of your feedback on my review and just your opinions on whether you liked something or didn't. And many times you share little details that I didn't even pick up on. So keep those comments coming. So my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So the specific film that I'm reviewing today is called Paint. The film is currently available on streaming on AMC Plus. The movie is rated PG-13 and is an hour and 36 minutes. The movie review mom grade I'm giving it is, I wrote down a C, but the more I think about the movie, the more I want to change it to a C minus. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you an overall picture in a nutshell, and then I'll tell you about the things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines, and recommendations for other movies that I think you'll like if you like this one, or that you might like better. All right, so in a nutshell, Carl Nargol, Vermont's #1 public television painter, is convinced he has it all: a signature perm with the big hair, custom van, and fans hanging on his every stroke, until a younger, better artist steals everything and everyone Carl loves. So the film was written and directed by first-time director Britt McAdams. The film is a long time coming, as it was put on the blacklist in 2010 for the year's most liked unproduced screenplay. Now, I don't want to rip and discourage the director and the writer, because there's still a lot of good in this movie. And it's just probably personal taste that would make me lower my score. So let me tell you about the content and the quality. So here's the list of things that I really liked about the movie. I admit that, first of all, that I never saw the trailer for this film before watching it. So I just assumed it was a biopic of the famous Bob Ross, who hosted the popular TV show The Joy of Painting on public TV for many years. And you probably thought the same thing if you haven't seen the trailer. And I usually don't watch the trailer because I kind of don't want to be persuaded. But anyway, it's definitely not Bob Ross and not a biopic, but it's certainly inspired by him. I mean, just physically, this character looks and acts a lot like Bob Ross when he's on the TV show. His personal life is very different, though. The cast includes Owen Wilson, and I've been a fan of his forever, Wendy McLendon-Covey, Michaela Watkins, Stephen Root, and more. And they all did a really great job, I thought. Owen Wilson explained in an interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live that he really wanted to use a line in the movie that he once heard actor Sean Penn say. The line is, "When's the last time you heard somebody say something that interesting?" And so, which is a good line, but Owen Wilson used it when his character is sitting in a forest listening to birds chirping. And so I just thought that was so cute, because he's so one with nature, and he's got this calm, gentle, soothing voice about him. Fun fact, I was watching something the other day, and actually about a month or two ago, and it said that scientists have actually proven that if you listen to birds chirping every day, it does something to your psyche. I don't know, it puts you in a better mood. And I thought, that's really good for emotional health. And what was interesting about the study, well, first of all, that they would do a study about that, but what was interesting is they said your brain can't even really decipher the difference between going outside and listening to real birds or hearing them or watching them on a YouTube video. And I was like, wow, that's kind of cool. And so every day, as part of my morning ritual now, I will listen for just a few minutes. And there are a lot of channels on YouTube, by the way, that have, forest sounds of a babbling brook with birds chirping in the background, or more exotic Amazon jungle, tropical birds singing, or, that kind of stuff. Anyway, it's kind of interesting. Maybe it improves my mood. I don't know, but I sure like that sound. All right, back to the movie. The filming was done in Albany, New York. That's kind of a boring fun fact, isn't it? The movie celebrates the love and creation of artistic communication, and you definitely feel that. And I don't know if the director slash writer is an artist. I mean, filmmaking is artistry for sure, but I don't know if the director is actually a painter as well. Anyway, it felt like a celebration to me, and I really appreciated that. I am definitely not artistic, never have been, just don't have that talent. But I have a son who's an artist, a paid artist. He does 3D animation for a video game company. And the stuff he creates is just unfathomable to me, how he does that. And so I really admire that talent. And so I appreciated that element of the story for sure, that you can see the love of art by many characters. There's an entertaining scene where Carl Nargle tries to destroy all of his artwork by angrily splashing paint all over the canvases, resulting in another lovely piece of art. And I thought that was pretty cute. And it's actually a painting, kind of like a big wall painting of all these little paintings with, paint splashed all over them, of a theme that has been weighing heavily on his heart for a significant reason. And I won't give you any spoilers about that, but I just thought that was cute. And then I also laughed out loud when old technology was used to censor out a pipe out of a video. We sure have come a long way since the early CGI days. And so Carl Nargle in this video, or in this movie, is always smoking a pipe while he's painting a picture. And so the newer studio heads say, oh, we can't have smoking. And so they kind of try to blur it out, and it's just horrible blurring. And so that, I just thought that was pretty funny. And the film also does a really good job illustrating obsession and passion in many ways. What we focus on every day can control us and even blind us so that we don't see the other things around us in our life. I thought that the film did a good job doing that. So ultimately, keep watching during the final rolling credits for a bonus scene and some entertaining artwork as the credits roll. Now, with all of that praise, that makes me think, oh, my score should go up. Because I did like so many of those things. But here's a list of things that I didn't like or just thought could have been done better or differently. For example, while the main character is inspired by Bob Ross, the movie is not based on facts and seems almost a little disrespectful to him, honestly, because the movie spends way too much time painting the picture of a defeated man who takes forever to make some changes in his life. And the film spends way too much time on who is sleeping with whom. And it made Bob Ross seem like a very shallow man and a weak man. Now, maybe he was. Honestly, I don't know that much about him. I'd like to give him the benefit of a doubt or actually see a biopic picture of his life. But it seemed disrespectful in many ways, that where he kind of used women a lot and was self-centered anyway, and kind of on and on and on. And because of that, maybe that's why my score was so low. So now I'm rethinking it. It's probably back up to a C, maybe even a C plus. Some people might be bored. Not a lot of stuff happens, but there's a lot of quirky humor and just awkward, quirky situations that a lot of people will really like. And so if you like that type of awkward, almost slapsticky type of humor, then you might really like this movie. And I recognize those moments, and I do get a kick out of those things. So let me give you some tips for parents. I don't recommend this movie for kids simply because there is so much suggestive conversations and talk of intimate relationships. We see two women kiss. We see man and woman kiss as well. And then it's also understood that they have intimate relations. So we don't see, a lot of skin, but we do see people in compromising situations and in bed and that kind of stuff. There's a lot of cigar smoking, and a man takes drugs, and there's talk of psychedelics and that kind of stuff. Some of the themes that are also illustrated well in the movie, in addition to what I mentioned previously, are regrets, jealousy, competition, fame, art, of course, passion, courage, infidelity, and even education. All right, so I always write down funny lines and interesting lines just so that I can share them with you so you can get a taste of the dialogue and the script writing. And so I didn't write down any funny lines. Nothing was really noteworthy. There were a lot of funny lines, but they didn't always land for me. So I was just like, I didn't write them down, but I did write down some interesting lines. I have them all on my written review at moviereviewmom.com, so you can check them out there, but I'll share a few of them with you right now. So Carl Nargle, again, who's played by Owen Wilson, is talking to somebody, and he says, everyone's entitled to their favorite TV show. That's what makes this country great. And I just thought, okay, well, there are a lot of other things that make this country great. So I just thought that that was cute because, everybody has an opinion. Somebody said something like, oh, yeah, that's my favorite show, and then she looked at him like, oh, oops, this is supposed to be my favorite show because she's one of the people that works on the set. And so that's when he said that. Now, some really good advice is given. There's a character named Ambrosia Long. She's played by Ciara Renee. And she says, a real artist follows his heart no matter the cost. And I thought that was really interesting advice and good advice as well. Now, the cost might literally be cost, price. You might not make any money if you're producing art that nobody wants. As an author, of course, I try to do studies before I write a book to see if there's even marketability in the book, so that I really am writing books that people want to read. But there's also value in just creating art for art's sake. And so I thought that that was really interesting. And then as this museum guy was trying to decide what is art and what is value and all that, he asks, what's the image tucked away in your brain that makes your heart and your soul feel like it's going to burst? Paint that. That's really good advice. And so there's advice on, just painting garbage because it's marketable, or painting something that really means something. I really like that. Sydney, another character played by Joel Leffert, said, keep moving forward. Because especially when it comes to artists, you get writer's block, or you just stop with the ideas and want to give up. And so I thought that was good advice. Oh, you know what? I did find a funny line. For some reason, it's at the bottom of my list of interesting lines, but this one was pretty cute. So Catherine is kind of the love interest in the movie, and she's talking to Owen Wilson's character, and she says something to him, and he doesn't take it well, and she says, oh, I just thought you could handle it better given the amount of denim you wear. Now, you have to see the scene for that to really make a lot of sense, but I just thought that that was pretty cute. All right, so let me share 3 recommendations for films that I think that you will be interested in based on this movie. The first one is called At Eternity's Gate, and it is a very artistic biopic of Van Gogh, Vincent Van Gogh. It's done beautifully, and it uses the artistic palette of Vincent Van Gogh. And the star is Willem Dafoe, who's incredible, of course, in anything. Anyway, take a peek at that one. Another movie that's based on a true story is called Big Eyes. It stars Amy Adams, who does a fantastic job. If I remember correctly, the biopic is about Georgia O'Keeffe. I think that's who it was about, but it's a true story and really interesting. And then another one is called Girl with a Pearl Earring. Now, this one is rated R, so it may not be appropriate for family viewing. In fact, it's not appropriate for family viewing, but it's another interesting look at an artist and his muse and what inspires him and how he paints, loosely based on a true story. All right, that's it. I hope that if you watch any of those movies that you enjoy them, and that you just appreciate the artistry that is all around us in this beautiful world. And I'm so grateful for those who are talented enough to paint, because I can't, and I love paintings on walls and art museums. So thank all of you talented people for providing those to me. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Be sure and like and subscribe and comment, and you know the rest of the drill. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.